You know, it's
for our
pretty
TWC
commonplace.
this year.
It's pretty commonplace to see a lot of like one country representation, specifically on one side of the bracket. I feel like we've seen that quite a bit in the past.
But I feel bad because these players already have a lot of experience practicing and getting proficient against each other, and you don't want to have to take out your closest community friends and acquaintances when everything is on the line for the Tetra World Championships. But unfortunately, that's what's in line for these two players.
Hey, if anything, it is like the rival fight to end all rival fights. You know, like there's.
I guess so.
I can't think of a better way to like try and fight for your tournament life than to face your rival. But anyways, yeah, both players here completely even on Surge, by the way. We're gonna see someone give it up soon, but like right now, like both players just maintaining those surges.
Oh,
it's gonna be
IIILL
ill.
Let it go very okay.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll note as well, a lot of players, when trying to hold Surge as long as possible, will let their stack get above line like 15, 16, sometimes even 17, just to make sure that they're accepting as much garbage and then sending as much garbage as possible. But Turtle is a little bit more cautious in many scenarios where we'll see that Surge break at around line 10, and then Turtle is much more well-positioned to be flexible with the garbage that shows up underneath and can almost always have a response necessary. And again, as we call that out, we can see that Surge breaks, again, a little bit higher than we're used to seeing from people like Turtle. And I think because of that, Vega able to answer. We are 2 games in, and we're tied up already. This is going to be a good one.
I'm going to be hard-pressed to find a match that isn't going to be a good one. Let's be honest.
I suppose you're right. Yeah.
I mean, it does bear repeating. Like this match indeed is going to be a good one. But if you can find me a match in this upcoming bracket that isn't going to be a good one, then
I don't think I can.
Yeah. Like I was gonna say something absurd, but it's just like no. Like I don't think you can.
It's the same thing as like the paradox of like. Oh, well, what's the first, thing where it, starts not becoming significant anymore? But that's also kind of, significant in its own right, you know? And just, like the fact that, every single match that we're showing on our top 8 broadcasts, there is just so much going on. That's a tricky stall for... Okay, there's no solve anymore.
It'll try to recover that. C-spin really wanted to pull it off, but a lot of misdrops got in the way. That is unfortunate.
All right, and we've got 6-spin this time around coming out from Vega. As there's a misdrop now on Turtle's board, able to get to the eyepiece, and you can see perfectly timed that to make sure that all that damage was countering everything that Vega was sending over. Vega having that counter spike with Turtle responding just as quickly with an 11 spike. That's the follow-up, and that's enough for a top out.
Indeed it is.
And once again, we are seeing... Oh, we're going to be seeing extended from Vega, but Vega misdrops it.
And that's just going to... that's going to be curtains for that round.
And friends, this is why if there is an opener and there is a chance to do it again, sometimes it's best to just, take your victories where you can get them and move into mid-game. And sometimes it's better to just send the entire 29 spike in one strong attack at the beginning of a round. Vega right now very quickly falling behind on Surge just to find access to this clean garbage, but Turtle 14 lines.
More misdrops from Vega. Like they are really messing up. Really, it's just a lot of mess ups there. That is unfortunate.
And the 300 APM spike there from Turtle. Not much more you could really ask from. There's the clean garbage. That's going to be a lot of quick going into Vega's board. Already a double-digit Surge. Meanwhile, Vega at about halfway there. Launches Surge early, but so does Turtle. And Turtle kind of contemplating the potential of a 4-wide there. That is not going to be the case. All right, now Turtle, first player to re-hit 4 on the Surge, and you can see, recognizes that Vega does not have a lot of good options remaining and decides to let the smaller Surge rip just to give that extra bit of garbage right at the perfect opportunity. And it looks like potentially to try and shake things up, Vega going to be trying to build a bit of some LST. We have some misdrops, not going to be getting as much offense as he would have liked. And Turtle slowing down a little bit, being very meticulous about how to build up this back-to-back Surge. Still actively double digits. And the beautiful forecast into that T-spin single. Lets the Surge go. Has the follow-up, but Vega has the survival.
Vega. Man, what is...
Oh, and there's the STSD from Vega, keeping up the pressure. Still behind on Surge right now. This is going to be a really difficult spot. There's the 40 spike from Turtle. Vega has the resources to stay alive, sacrificing so many eye pieces to get there. There's the double eye, and the counter spike is successful. Vega takes another round.
I was getting worried there for a second. It really felt like Vega was like faltering a lot, and it could have shaped up to be a very quick 11-1. S misdrop.
And just as quickly as things can switch one way, the game can be won in a matter of seconds. Turtle continuing to hold on to a 5-point lead. But we got 5.5 pieces per second from Vega, and Turtle answers back. Vega playing so incredibly quickly that there's no time to react to what's happening on the other side of the board. And that lead continuing to go up. And now we've got both players surpassing 5 pieces per second. Vega the first to launch all of those resources. Turtle able to accept masterfully and understand what is needed to retaliate. All right, a little bit of a jagged board here for Turtle. This is going to be a bit difficult to keep Surge. Vega understands the circumstance that Turtle's in, trying to go for gold. Building up that Surge ever so slightly, unfortunately has to let it go. Enough of that early damage from Turtle could be disastrous if Vega's not able to find a way back down to safety. Oh, and there's the 1, 2, 3 in the center. The S-O-N-Z.
Right there. Ugh.
Yeah, and that is a... Oh, and as 11 games in. Turtle right now, 9 games to Vega's 2. There is a little misdrop on the SDPC stick spin opener there, as well as an eyepiece misdrop, I believe, but it happens to be very convenient.
Looks like nerves are starting to get to Vega here.
Oh no, misholds the T, and there's no way to get that Z out of there.
That's going to be match point for Turtle with actually one of the faster sets, I think. Even the previous 11, even the previous 11-2s were still a bit slower than this one.
Right now, Turtle again continuing to build this back-to-back. Vega actually a little bit higher on the back-to-back count, but is hesitating too much. And a 300 attack per minute round from Turtle. 11-2 emerges victorious. Nearly 450 versus score as well. Some incredible stats on the line. Incredibly quick plays against Vega, shutting that matchup down. And now things are looking quite disastrous for Vega. There is no more second chances. 2 more sets is what it's going to take back-to-back from Vega. And Turtle right now sitting very comfortably, looking to advance into our top 4 to play Firestorm.
Yeah, like... Turtle ended that last round with 4.7 pieces per second. It is just... really living against the namesake, honestly.
And again, I think it really is coming down to the fact that Vega's having to play very reactive, very defensive against Turtle. But when you have a mechanic like Surge, where your opponent can build it up insanely quickly, get a lot of very strong spikes under their belts, you've got to find some way to force Turtle to be able to play a bit defensively or to react a bit to, strong sudden spikes, whatever it takes. When Turtle's able to play his game, Vega has shown that, unfortunately, there is not much that is left to be done. And so unless we see a major shift to the way Vega's able to force Turtle on the back foot, I'm not certain we'll be seeing a set of a different setting, because 11-2 on set 1, I think Turtle did that against Vexery in round 1. Only other player to do that in a set 1. So although we've had Firestorm, who's also been able to get some 11-2 wins, especially as we've seen today, even Vince as well in that set with set 2. Turtle's the only player that's like been able to immediately start the match hot off the presses, ready to go, ready to make everything work in his favor. And already being up one set, one more set in his way between a top 4 finish and potentially one win closer to winning the Tetrio World Championships.
Yeah, Vega now has to fight for his tournament life here.
And this is already, Turtle's very far behind on Surge, but manages to get back. And you can see, had the warning that was so behind on Surge, and somehow Turtle actually was able to build up Surge so quickly that the warning went away, got within a Surge difference of 8. I have never seen players able to do that, or even challenged.
Vega unfortunately hesitated a little too long there, giving Turtle the first win here. Turtle's really looking to try and expedite some of these sets, just so we can get through the rest of the bracket faster.
I guess so. I wasn't really anticipating that much. Oh, Vega, the double
the triple clutch!
Oh, the double O on line 20. Like, the O literally cannot move in that position. You are forced to use whatever else is in queue.
I have to commend the triple clutch from Vega there. That, like, I don't think I've ever seen that message ever pop up in Tetrio. Oh, and look at that. A spike countered with another spike. Vega trying to use this messy board to his advantage a little bit. Maintaining that back-to-back, continuing to down stack. But Turtle, oh my god, Turtle has very, like, that is the most Swiss of cheeses.
I was ready to put that on my ham and cheese sandwich. And a 28 spike from Turtle, immediately firing away. We have 3-0 from Turtle right now, and especially after how dominant things looked in set 1, Turtle is looking to make quick work of this quarterfinals match, and says, I understand that we are at the final moments of the strongest invitational Tetrio has seen to date, but I am ready for more. I want a greater challenge. I know what I am looking for, and that is going to be further in this bracket.
Ooh, Vega's dancing on the line of death.
And a couple more all spins again, able to use a lot of the T and IV. Oh, that's a
13 surge into a 43 spike. That's gonna put Vega on the board. Finally, aggressive comeback there.
Yeah, it definitely didn't help Turtle's case that misdrop on the right cut off all access to garbage, but that is the level of explosiveness we need to see from Vega if he wants a shot at staying alive in this bracket.
That's the burning determination we need from someone like Vega in order for them to stay in the tournament.
Oh, and a lot of nice all spins as well through that sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Really right now on a Surge disadvantage.
Doing nice things to that Surge. 29 spike, catching Turtle off guard. That I misdrop. Expediting Vega's win in that round.
Where was that eye supposed to go? Wouldn't it have gone on the right side? I think Turtle just had a bit of missed ARR somehow, and it just decided to top out. Well, that is very good news right now for Vega, because any win is going to be well appreciated against an opponent like Turtle.
Yeah, Vega needs...
There's the multiplier.
Yeah, Vega needs everything that he can get right now. At such a disadvantage, after such a staggering loss, 2-11.
Oh, and that's... Okay, Surge goes off. Both players playing nearly one attack per piece. Dead even right now. Both players also still very low on the board, so there's not a lot of material either of them have to work with for these spikes. But Vega hesitating a little bit. That's going to cause some compromises on this build.
Ooh, but doesn't have anything to deal with that incoming spike. Turtle didn't even need to send the surge.
And 2 games up right now for Turtle. We got SDPC spin versus stick spin to go on. Oh, and Turtle has a perfect column to access the clean garbage, but you can see waiting to utilize the clean garbage until much later in the spike, not cashing out on those resources. Gets the color clear, 71, a perfect 1 attack per piece without the use of Surge, and Turtle grabs the 7th game for 5 wins over Vegas 2.
This is just astounding.
I'm not sure I could come up with many other better words to describe this set. Astounding is definitely a great choice. There is a beautiful spike from Vega.
Counter attack.
Look how quickly that spike came off as well. Just like all of a sudden was at the top of the board, and then just, you know what, 6 combo, there's the quad multiplier. All of a sudden you got a full board as garbage, and you've got no time to deal with it. Oh. And the standoff a little bit. Who's going to attack first? Turtle is the player that is slightly less patient. And again, as we called this out yesterday, the patience may be the last thing that Turtle needs to like fully optimize his play style. But so many players have not been able to punish it. But Vega,
really great job with accepting that surge spike. That was really well planned.
And I forget sometimes that Vega is a very explosive player under the right conditions, and that is the kind of play we need to see if the games are going to be taken in this set. But Turtle right now, again,
was not one of them.
Nearly 5 pieces per second. That is going to be another game to Turtle ever so quickly. And again, Vega right now just needs to just keep everything under control as much as possible. Because again, as we saw from the last set in set 1, many of those rounds were under 10 seconds, and you cannot afford to be giving up those games when you're looking to pull off a crazy, unlikely upset.
Sorry, I don't like this. Might be an inopportune. This might not be the best time to mention this, but we got a $1,000 donation from Mirror to the prize.
Oh my goodness!
Which means top 16 is getting paid out.
Top 16 is in the payout now?
Yep. If the incentives are correct.
All right, well, yeah, looking at our total sum, over $2,500, top 16 will be receiving payouts. Our next donation goal currently sits at $5,000. That will bump out the payout grade from top 16 to top 24. And again, thank you all so much to everyone who's been contributing to our prize pool. Very happy to know that not only our top 8, but our top 16 players who have worked so hard to get here are going to all be receiving payouts. And what a spike there. Celebratory spike from Turtle there, 23.
Yeah, after last night, I mean, definitely deserves it.
Again, it was so heartbreaking to say goodbye to so many talented players, especially to some that, again, like, you know, this tournament meant a lot to so many people. And, you know, a top 16, very formidable, very impressive. But now we get to also have the addition of, you know what, top 16 is in the prize pool for TWC 2025. 25 spike there, speaking the namesake there from Turtle. And Vega
maybe
all of a sudden,
a small spike to commemorate the prize pool goals.
has really kicked in another gear. And this is now a 2-point game. What was 11-2 in set 1 is a 2-point game as we approach the midway point of this first to 11.
Oh, Vega's looking to try and accept things in a good way.
Oh, the timing on that was so...
Sending surge after surge. And that is going to be too much. Turtle taking it 8-5. We are... Wow, oh my goodness. This is really going to be intense for Vega.
All right, and Turtle, you can see set up that very early prophecy of the T-spin double with that extra Z piece a little bit early on the SDPC spin opener. Very clean garbage, though, for both Turtle and Vega. Actually, no garbage for Vega, but never mind. The whole board is immediately at the top.
This whole board is... It sounded like you were going to say this whole board is garbage.
Well, it was about to be.
In literal
right
sense,
now,
yes, it is. But, like...
All right, and Vega taking a little bit of time with the spike. Sacrifices an eyepiece to try and get a little bit of a better follow-up. There's the double eyepiece. Extremely quick 18-line spike, but Turtle has the resources, has the board state, able to take a lot of that garbage. All right, and both players just kind of sitting at the top there. Neither player wants to give up on these resources. There's a lot of potential for a very disastrous spike. And right now, Vega running away with this back-to-back lead.
Oof.
Not by much, but the miss drop is going to force the pop, and Turtle able to take full advantage.
Ooh, and Turtle still running away with that lead. Turtle currently has the advantage 9-5, working that full-time job, trying to get more money out of it thanks to that increased prize pool.
All right, and this is a lot of back-to-back very quickly from Turtle all of a sudden. And again, this is partly, again, what I feel like Turtle and especially Gohan really do best.
Goodness, 29 spike.
And
Turtle's
Vega did such a good job. Tanked most of that attack and nearly survived. But unfortunately, it's still not enough. When Turtle is your opponent, there is only so much you can do unless you are prepared to match pace in every caliber possible. There's the counter spike from Turtle. This is so clean.
Vega with 40. That's going to be enough to stay in the game at least a little bit longer.
Almost 330 APM from Vega on that spike. Most players, even the likes of Turtle, not going to be able to play around that very easily.
That versus score, though, was...
The patience? Turtle is still not playing patient. I don't know how... just, Turtle, please. Okay.
Well, we'll see if that results in a comeuppance. If maybe playing patient there was actually the real strategy after all.
All right, a couple of all-spin setups there for Turtle, making the way down to that clean garbage. Able to still build back-to-back, converts it to the 27, but Vega has a quad on downstack that can be used to counteract most of what that board was looking like. Needs to be very careful with this board state right now. A bit jagged. This is a 17 spike there on the downstack, but Turtle, keep in mind, still able to build back-to-back while fending off most of that attack.
Turtle just needs one round to win this. Vega needs to still basically fight for his life.
Oh, that's a good spike from Vega right now. 15 spike plus ability to get access to the clean garbage. But right now, that's a lot of clean over to Turtle. Vega has some haphazard mistakes.
Oh, goodness.
And that is going to be curtains. Another 2-0 set for Turtle. Turtle remains undefeated throughout the entirety of TWC. 3-0 in Swiss stage, 2-0 in knockout phase, 2-0 against Vexery, and 2-0 against Vega for a grand total of, what is this? Is this 9 sets in a row?